Hi, so today I'm going to be showing you how to create a simple pause screen in Unity. This tutorial is for beginners, so if you're a beginner you want to learn how to make a simple pause screen, this is how you do it in Unity. So I'm going to be walking you through how I did this simple pause screen. So you can see you can resume, you can start your game, you can also pause the game. Yeah, let's dive into it. Okay, so we'll start by creating. So as you can see, I already have the canvas on the panel created here. So here's it. So if you don't know how to create canvas in Unity, say you're new to Unity and you don't know how to create canvas, what you can do is if you want to create something like this, you go to you right click or left click, whichever one. You go to Unity, you can see UI canvas, then you just click on your canvas here. I won't click on it because I already have it. For the panel, that's this stuff you're seeing here. This stuff you're seeing here. If you want to create it, you'll go to your canvas, right click, you come here, you see panel. So the images also, you go to your panel, or you can just do that here, but I want to make I want the buttons to be a child object of the panel. So you come down here, you click on your panel, then you come like this, and then you say UI canvas, and then you say image, right? So I don't need this. We already have this. This is for the resume. I'm just going to name it resume button, and then for the restart, I'm going to say restart button. Of course, you can play with the color, right? Give it whatever color you want to give to it. And then you can play with the pixel per unit multiplier, right? If you want it to be, fully rectangle, or if you want it to be rounded in the edge, around the edges, right? You can do this. I'm just going to go back to what I had. Let me just copy it this way. Yeah, all right. And then you can add button components to that. Right. So this is if I remove this, right, and then select this two, I'll say button components. Also, if you don't want to go through this route, what you can do is you can just create, you go to like canvas and then you say button. You can use the legacy button, which is the older version of Unity UI. Because I have Text Mesh Pro here, it's asking me to use the button for Text Mesh Pro. But yeah, you can use whichever one you wish to use. Um, I think if you don't have Text Mesh Pro installed, it's not going to show you this. But in the newer Unity version, it's definitely going to show you this, right? But yeah, and you can also use Legacy, right? I'm using the Legacy image. I'm not using the Text Mesh Pro. So the Text Mesh Pro does not have image, right? So I just use, it still has, Unity still maintains the Legacy image. Right, so for the text, which are these ones, I'm using Text Mesh Pro, right? So, uh, so we disable this because we have to enable it via code when we click on our escape button on our keyboard. So we disable it, and then I have a script called UI manage. It's supposed to be UI manager, but I spent it wrongly. Okay, so I have this code here already, but for the sake of this tutorial, I'm going to take off this whole code and then, yeah, just show you how I created it from scratch. Let's just take this whole thing off. Uh, let's take this whole thing off. So, yeah, first off, it creates uh, that's the object, which is this one, this panel, right? We'll create a reference for this. So, and then create oh, because I want to be able to access this boolean in other scripts without me, creating an instance of UI manager, right? I just want to be able to access it straight here, as you can see. So what I'm doing here is so every time this is true, it's it stops the code from reading all this other line of code, right? So once this is true, it returns, it just goes back, right? So this is the boolean from the previous code I wrote. So let me just create this so you sort of open back. So yeah, as you can see, if like the error is gone because it now exists here. So I don't want to create an instance of this guy, of this class, in this class, right? I just want to be able to access this, right? So I made this stackable, so it's you're able to access it wherever you want to access it. If you want to access it in whatever class you want to access this boolean, you're able to access it, right? So that's what I'm doing here. So after that, we're going to create a function. So yeah, it's going to show because I already created the code before. So what I'm doing is this is what handles the uh, pausing of the game. So I enable this, I make this true. All right, I said I make it active. I said it's true. Then I did time scale, which is it's between. So if it's one, then everything moves. Right. If it's zero, then everything is pause. Right. That's the time scale in the game. And then I set this board to true. Uh, uh, so yeah, I can see I've spin it back to one. Then I have to make this public because we want to get the message or button. This stats. So essentially what this is doing is we are setting our time scale to one back and then we are reloading our scene. Right, that scene is currently open. We are reloading it. So we come here and say if you input that get code. Okay. So yeah, okay. So we'll click on this button that's on this keypad on our keyboard. We'll check if this boy is true. If it's true, uh, we want to. Okay, this is funny. So if this is true, all right. Let me see how this works. I'm kind of confused. Let me see how this works. So we will take this here, panel, and then the resume button. Say resume. We'll attach this and I'll call this resume. We'll do the same thing for the stats. Drag this here, and we'll say resets. And then when the game starts, so click on right now you can see we can move around. And then we'll click, it shows this, right? And I will click on resume. All right. So there's a bug here. So let's fix that. Okay, let's just say, let's just remove this, all this, and just simply say, if we click on this, or scale, and then instead of this, we say hit down. We don't want to be able to be, we don't want to be able to just keep pressing, pressing, pressing. I think that's what's happening. The keys jamming. So go here and say, so try again. Works. And you can see, you can keep just jamming it. Now it works perfectly well. You can restart again. You can restart again. So yeah, this is how to make a simple pause screen in Unity as a beginner in Unity. So if you like this tutorial, if you find this helpful, like and comment, and also subscribe. And thank you, and see you in the next video.